Girlfriend changed her phone PIN code and acted strange when I asked her why. Girlfriend 26 and I 23 have been dating for 3 years now. She has 2 phones. One which is a new one that she uses regularly, and an old one which she still uses mainly from what I know of for Instagram and picture editing apps. Recently she asked me to take a picture of her on the old phone, but it was locked. I knew the passcode for both the phones, they were the same, and realized that she changed it. I asked why, and her first answer was, "It is because I talk poop about you with my friends." I was just asking out of curiosity and I did not even suspect anything yet, but she lashes at me, making it me look like she had to change her password because I would see how bad of a boyfriend I am. Anyways, I told her I do not really care about what she tells her girlfriends and I would never read her messages. But weird thing is, she talks to her friend with her new phone and all her messages are synced, but still changed the password on the old one but not the new one. After I took the picture of her, she snatched her phone out of my hand and quickly locked her phone. I was shocked. Thing is, I never even ever snooped through her phone before. I tried to talk to her about it and she says that she does not want me to go through her phone while she sleeps, which contradicts the fact that she did not change her code on the new phone. I also noticed that she turned on notification privacy on the old phone so that messages are not visible. But she did not do the same thing on the new phone. Suddenly, I am the one who is bad because she says that I am toxic for asking those questions and that I am trying to go through her phone. I did not even try to go through her phone but only asked why she would react that way. Just to be clear, she actually cheated on me long time ago, but I forgave her for it. It's been more than 2 years now. We now live together and hangs out only with her girlfriends. I learned to trust her again. But this gave me a deja vu. Am I thinking too much into it? Edit. She knows the PIN code to my phone. I do not care if she goes through my phone. The irony is, I always notice her looking over my shoulder to see who I text when I am on my phone. Important edit. This morning she gave me her new phone, the one I have the passcode for, because she wanted me to complete a task in her game while she sleeps. Because of how sketchy she was yesterday, I decided to go to her app store and check the purchased app history. I saw over 5 dating apps including Hinge, Bumble and some other apps, but they were not downloaded on the new phone. They were on cloud and was downloaded last month on some other phone which I assume is her old phone. I am ducking lost. I do not plan on telling her anything. In fact, I do not know what to do at all. I hate my life. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, if she is very defensive, she's doing something. Especially if you're asking questions just to find stuff out and she starts calling you toxic. That's toxic right there. Clearly she must have something to hide now. Redditor follow-up, I knew the passcode for both the phones, they were the same, and realized that she changed it. After I took the picture of her, she snatched her phone out of my hand and quickly locked her phone. I was shocked. Thing is, I never even ever snooped through her phone before. I tried to talk to her about it and she says that she does not want me to go through her phone while she sleeps, which contradicts the fact that she did not change her code on the new phone. I also noticed that she turned on notification privacy on the old phone so that messages are not visible. But she did not do the same thing on the new phone. Suddenly, I am the one who is bad because she says that I am toxic for asking those questions and that I am trying to go through her phone. There is more red flags here than a Chinese communist parade. Just to be clear, she actually cheated on me long time ago, but I forgave her for it. Ah, now it makes all sense. Yeah, she is cheating on you again. Op. Pro tip, don't give cheaters a second chance, they never change. Redditor 2, cause she doesn't want you seeing her side piece. Bounce bro, country-sized red flag right there. Redditor 3, bro duck that, get out fast. I was taking notes reading this to make an actual response, but if it went down like you said, run fast now. Update, I have no choice but to live with a cheater and a liar. I feel so sick inside. If you check my last post on my profile, you'd see the context. So I am now living with my just discovered cheating and lying girlfriend of 3 years. Long story short, I saw bunch of dating apps in her phone by accident. I did not go through her phone. She told me to use it while she sleeps. I guess she forgot that I could see the history of her downloaded apps. Recently she even asked me to ask our landlord for a second key for the house as well. She told me it's because sometimes her girlfriends drop her off. But I guess now I know the real reason why. I am now living with her pretending that I do not know anything. I am pretending because next week we have a trip together that is already paid for and non-refundable. It was a trip I was really up to go with her. In fact, we have been planning to go there since last year, but we got delayed because of COVID. I still love her. I do not know why she does this. I wish she was a good girl. I did everything for that woman. I worked hard to get a good job, I do all the cleaning in the house, I do all the cooking, I do all the sweeping, I do everything despite having to go to the office for 10 hours a day. I am somehow dreading the vacation now. Because I know the reality of me needing to break up with her will come soon after the trip, and it kills me that I have to pretend that I am all good and happy. What hurts me is that I know she will move on real fast after I break up with her. She is not ugly, and seeing that she already had dating apps, she probably has people already lined up. I am so hurt. I am broken. I am lost. I just want to sleep and wake up thinking everything was just a bad dream. Edit. I have no clue why a lot of people are defending her. Apparently there are reasons for people to download dating apps now. I hate people. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, break up with her and go on the trip yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself? Redditor follow up, assuming he paid for the tickets, I'd say he could take a friend instead. If she paid for her ticket it would make things complicated, but I'd bet that she didn't. Redditor 2, hell no. Duck that trip with her. Take a friend. Dump that hoe. Stop postponing the inevitable, and get that toxic poop out of your life. Stop wasting your time, and bite the bullet. I'm sorry for your pain, but you need to get away from that like right now. Read this, then take care of the situation. Redditor follow up, exactly. The long he lets this go on, the longer it'll take him to heal. Redditor 3, well. Obviously you can't continue doing this until the end of time. Any thoughts regarding repair? Op answer, yes, I was just ranting. I can't do anything for now. I am just trying to forget by playing games. Story 2, ape for being hesitant to reconnect with my ex after she cheated on me. I 18M was friends with this girl 18F for roughly 6 years. We were very good friends and had a tight-knit friend group of 4 including me, her, and 2 other guys. 18M and 18M we were both very good friends with. Eventually me and this girl started dating. The relationship was very toxic and hard on my mental health, and eventually we broke up after 6 months. For context, she was always very good friends with my stepsister. 19F. A few days after we broke up I found out that she had been cheating on me with my stepsister throughout the relationship. They would make out, do a little bit more than that, and shower together naked commonly. They would even video them making out. As you can imagine, that friend group of 4 is now broken up. However, everyone is still really good friends except me and her. A few days ago I was at dinner with a few of my friends, all still friends with her, and they started talking about how they wanted me to talk to her one-on-one, face-to-face about the whole situation. Apparently, since I found out, she has been constantly in her room, not coming out and not hanging out with friends because she feels guilty about ruining everything. My friends urged me to just get her full side of the story and talk with her for a while. 2 of the 3 friends I was with were understanding about my POF in this situation and that I was not eager to speak with her, but one was saying I was being petty and needed to be mature and just talk to her, and I was being a DCK. I understand where they're coming from because they just want their friend group back and to be able to hang out with everyone at once, but I'm still really hurt by the whole thing. 8th. Redditor's reactions, story 3 after. Redditor 1, you were the wronged party and they want you to concede. Your friends are selfish AF. Did she even meaningfully apologize and take ownership that she wronged you? If not, tell them all to pound sand. NTBF. Redditor 2, NTB, and you can point out to those so-called friends, you are being mature by not speaking nor being friends with a cheating ex, since you're no longer in any type of relationship with her due to her cheating on you with your stepsister. You can also point out that if they keep on bring her up and try and make you get back together with her, you'll gladly dump those friends to find new friends to hang out with and stop talking to them like you're doing to your ex and stepsister. Redditor 3, WTFNTB, do not let these so-called friends corner you and convince you to talk to her just because she feels sad about the consequences to her actions. Op answer, keep in mind it's just the one friend being a DCK about it, the other 2 get where I'm coming from but just want me to hear her out if I'm comfortable with it. Story 3, Abe for kicking my wife out, 26 for cheating on me, 28, 10 years ago. My wife and I started dating when she was 15 and I was 17, and we didn't have time until she was 17, and I was 19. So a couple of days ago my wife, her sister, her husband, and I was playing Truth or Dare. When my wife's turn came up, she picked Truth, and the question that was asked was, when did you lose your virginity? I already knew that the answer was 17 because she told me that I was her first. To my surprise, she said 16, which of course was very confusing. I asked her what was she talking about. She tried to dismiss it, but I did a bit of pressing and she spilled the beans. During the summer after I graduated high school, I went to NY for 2 weeks. I was going to attend NYU in the fall, if that matters. Apparently while I was gone, she went to a party and slept with one of the guys there, and if that wasn't bad enough, she became duck buddies with the same guy while we were still in a relationship until I came back home the next summer. Then she broke it off with him. And that's the summer when we first had time. Afterward my sil and her husband left, and I told her to go as well because I didn't want to be under the same roof as her. Since I've been getting a lot of poop from my in-laws, mutual friends, and some of my own family, about it, and I've been told to let it go, and to get over it. Story 4, Abe for stranding my ex-girlfriend in another country after she cheated on me. I know it sounds bad, but please hear me out. This happened pre-you-know-what in 2019, of course, so no quarantine was involved. That year I decided to take my ex to Greece for 2 weeks. For a bit of background, didn't really get to travel much since she didn't grow up with a lot of money. Her parents are much better off now, but it still took time, while I work a pretty decently paying field. I'd just recently discovered travel, wanted to share the experience with her, and had enough money in savings, so we planned it out and bought the tickets. Unfortunately, the night before we set out we ended up getting into a huge argument, which did not mix well with a long flight and jet lag. I made an effort to get over it and enjoy our vacation, but she had a much harder time than I did. Things gradually escalated over the course of the first week and a half, and on our fourth last night there she told me she wanted space and went out by herself. Since I basically had the night to myself, I figured I might as well not wallow in the hotel room, so I decided to go bar hopping. At some point I ended up at a bar with a dance floor, and behold, I saw her on the dance floor grinding on and making out with another guy. My blood boiled and I immediately went over and confronted her. Long story short, I ended up dumping her on the spot. She told me to pack my things and get out of the hotel room she paid for that particular hotel. I told her to go and do her thing with that other guy and left. I went back, gathered my things, and called around nearby cheap hotels. I was low on budget at this point, and eventually found one to check into. The next morning the first thing I did was call the airline and cancel my now ex's ticket home. Couldn't get a refund, but I didn't care. As far as I was concerned, she wasn't my problem anymore. I informed her on WhatsApp, then blocked her, and spent the remainder of the trip as a solo vacationer. Fast forward to about a week later, I get a call from her very irate father. Practically screaming the entire time, he angrily explains that because of what I did he ended up having to step in and buy her an expensive last-minute ticket back home, and because she had to stay a few extra days he had to send her money for hotel and food. He then proceeded to berate me for being an asshole, and warned me that he would kick my ass if I ever went near his daughter again. I told him I didn't even plan on it before he called and hung up. So Abe. Edit. TBH, I only cancelled it because I knew her parents could afford to pay for a ticket back, and she probably could have used her savings if she really needed to. Her dad was pissed largely because he had to eat into his savings for a vacation he was planning to go on with her mum. Can't say I blame him, I just hope he at least didn't solely place the blame on me. Redditors' reactions, story 5 after. Redditor 1, ESH. She deserved the breakup, but stranding a woman in another country. That's unsafe and unacceptable. Redditor follow-up, but cheating in saying to pack his stuff and get out of the hotel in another country, at night, it's safe. All hail the double standards. BTW. NTA? Redditor 2, ESH, but you more. That eye for an eye poop is from the Code of Hammurabi, you know, before we had toilets and democracy and poop. You needing to exact revenge against your partner in a way which makes her unsafe is straight up cavemanish and displays that level of emotional maturity. The healthiest revenge you can have is moving on, not getting even. Redditor follow-up, he didn't actually do anything that made her unsafe. She went out to the club by herself, she kicked him out of the hotel, she created the situation based on her decision making. It's not his responsibility the moment she kicked him out. Redditor 3, ESH. Easily ESH. She cheated and tried to leave you without a roof. You left her in an extremely dangerous situation and stranded and alone with no help in another country far away just so you could get petty revenge. You didn't even get money out of potentially risking the girl's life as you didn't get a refund. You just wanted revenge. Not okay, and what you did was horrible and dangerous. Not that she was better, but you at least always had a solid way back home. You both sound like terrible people. I don't care what your fight was about, this wasn't okay from either of you, and her dad had a right to be furious. And yet cheaters are scum, but one evil doesn't equal another, yet alone something as enormous as what you did. Redditor follow-up, honestly, and I'm not condoning cheating, I'd love to know more about the fighting before and on the trip. Mainly because if the details were bad for her, I think Op would have included them. Story 5, Abe for exposing my ex. Alrighty, so this happened a while ago, but it's been bugging me, and I wonder if I was really in the wrong. Fake names will be used. So, I met a guy named Robert. I was in an emotionally bad place, he was supporting me and quickly we entered a relationship. I made it clear that I wanted something exclusive. A week after getting together, I learned he had been talking to his ex, Sandra, and talking to another girl, Leah. I promptly broke up with him, but after some convincing, I got back with him. He told me he would end things with her. And things were fine for 3 months until he broke up with me for mental health reasons. We decided to go back to being friends, and just were sleeping together. It wasn't exclusive by any means at this point. Then I was talking to my ex-best friend Kathy, and Kathy told me that she had slept with him while we were together. I was completely livid, so I told everyone about what he did. Which led me to learn that Leah had actually been dating him for 3 months, and he had broken up with her the same day he broke up with me. So he was dating both of us at once. He had a girlfriend while I was doing the FWB thing, and she had no clue. She thought they were exclusive. Sandra had also been through the same thing, which is why she broke up with him, which I didn't know until I exposed him. Now, some of my family and friends said I went too far, that because he had mental health issues, I shouldn't have exposed him. That I did it out of spite, and I shouldn't have hurt someone I knew had mental health issues, and should have been a better person. My defense is he cheated and didn't care about my mental health. So Internet Abe. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, so you didn't say anything about what mental health issues he has, but regardless, no mental health issue has cheating on my partners as a socially acceptable symptom. NTB. Redditor 2, NTB. So these people are excusing his cheating by using his mental health as an excuse. What a crock of poop. When you cheat, you make the conscious decision to cheat. He knew what he was doing was wrong. If he didn't, he wouldn't have gone to the lengths he did to cover up all these relationships. Op answer, yeah, I was basically told by one person, did you really need to destroy his life like that? And someone else was like, you know he won't be okay for a long time, right? And like, I wanted to make sure that I didn't go too far, just because I was hurt. Redditor 3, NTB. No mental health issue is an excuse for cheating. None. If someone makes a commitment to be exclusive with someone, that means no cheating. No friends with benefits on the side. You would have been a BTT face if you hadn't told the other women. I'm sure they appreciate knowing. Who knows if he used protection or not while sleeping with others. You should get an STD test to be sure he didn't give you anything.